Good day. The week that we are reporting is week 8. The title is Collecting Information, Forecasting, and Conducting Marketing Research. So, estimating total market demand. The total market demand is the total volume of a product or service that the consumers in a specific area and time would buy, depending on market efforts and environmental factors. For example, ice cream demand in the Philippines next year will vary based on how much brands like Selecta and Magnolia spend on marketing, as well as factors like health trends and weather. So there is two types of demand. First is primary demand, that is level of total demand for all brands of a given product or service. For example, the total demand for motorcycle. The second demand is selective demand. For example, given brand or of a product or service, and that is a promoting ad from Jollibee's Chicken Joy over other fried chicken brands. So, in estimating total market demand, a common way to estimate it is we have a formula. So, Q equals NQP. So, Q means total market demand, N means number of buyers in the market, Q means quantity purchased by an average buyer per year, P is price of an average unit.
So we do have an example in here. Suppose in Davao City there are 10,000 buyers, that is N for the number of buyers in the market. So 10,000 buyers of milk tea. On average, each buyer drinks 20 cups per year, which is the Q, the quantity purchased by an average buyer per year. So, and the average price is per cup 80 pesos, which is price of an average unit. So the formula that we'll be using will be Q equals N times Q times P. So we'll just distribute those numbers to the given formula. So for the N, that is 10,000. For the Q, that is 20. And the P, which is the price of an average unit, which is going to be 80 pesos. So we'll multiply that, and the result will be 16 million. So the total market demand for milk tea in Davao City is 16 million per year.
So, good afternoon everyone. I'm going to report the estimating area market demand. So, there are two of it. So, first is the market build-up method, and next is the market factor index. So, first is the market build-up method. It estimates purchases by identifying all potential buyers. For example, a supplier calls all hospital in Davao to estimate the demand for medical equipment. Next one is the market, which is the factor index method. Uses key factors to create a weighted index of demand. For example, is an ice cream brand looks at population, income, and climate to estimate demand in Cebu. So, na formula ang market build-up method. So, the formula of it is number of buyers in the area multiplied by the average purchase per buyer. So, for the example is 200 hospitals in Davao multiplied by 100,000 average per buyers a year in Davao, which equals to 20 million demand in that area. Then, ang formula for the market factor index method is estimated demand in Cebu equals base demand multiplied by weight factor index. So, estimated demand in Cebu is 1,000 multiplied by 1.19, so equals to 1,190 ice creams per month. So next is the estimating actual sales and market shares. Besides estimating total and area demand, companies also need to know actual industry sales to compare performance with competitors, just like the cell phones or cafes. Industry Trade Association often publish total sales data, while firms like AC Nielsen and IRI provide detailed reports on product and brand sales using scanner data. So the formula for this one is market share percentage equals company sales divided by total industry sales multiplied by 100. So first is Example is if the total industry sales for ice cream in the Philippines is 2 billion and your company sold 200 million. So market share equals 200 million divided by 2 billion multiplied by 100 is equals to 10%. So it means you are falling behind onto your competitor. So that's all.
Before we proceed to the forecasting future demands, let's have a preview of what is the forecasting and demand. So, forecasting means to predict or estimate the future event or trend. It is the art of estimating future demand by anticipating what buyers are likely to do under a given set of future conditions. And demand is the consumer's desire to purchase a particular good or service. So forecasting future demand, it is the process of predicting the quantity of a product or service that the customer will want to buy in the future. It helps businesses to prepare for upcoming sales, plan production, manage inventory, and allocate resources effectively. So why it is important? Because most markets do not have stable total and company demand. So good forecasting becomes a key factor in a company's success. But poor forecasting can lead to overly large inventories, costly price markdowns, or lost sales due to items being out of stock. So there are three-stage procedure to arrive at a sale forecast. First is the environmental forecast, second is the industry forecast, and third is the company forecast. So first is the environmental forecast. It calls for predicting inflation and unemployment, interest rate, consumer spending and saving, business investment, net export, and other environmental events important to the company. So it helps decision makers prepare for possible opportunities or challenges. While the industry forecast is a prediction or estimate of how a specific industry will perform in the future. It looks at expected trends, growth, challenges, and opportunities within that industry over a certain period, such as 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years. So basically, industry forecast is a database prediction of how industry will perform in the future. Company sale forecast, it is a company sale forecast that estimate or predict of the amount of products or service of a company expect to sell within a certain period, such as weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. It usually involves past sales data, market trends, business strategies, and seasonality. In short, a sale forecast helps businesses predict future sales revenues, set realistic goals, manage inventory, and prepare budgets and make smarter business decisions. So sales forecast can be developed on the basis of past sales. So to forecast the sales, this is the analysis that needs to be used. So time series analysis. So time series analysis, it consists of breaking down past time series into 4 components, which are the trend, cycle, seasonal, and erratic or irregular. So the trend is the long-term movement or direction of data over time, while the cycle in patterns that repeat over a longer period, often linked to the economy or business cycle. So seasonal is a regular patterns that repeat within a year due to seasons, holidays, and events. So erratic or irregular, it is a random, unpredictable factors that affect data temporarily. So all forecasts are built on one or of 3 information bases: what people say, what people do, and what people have done. So, in what people say, it involves surveying the with the customer. And what people do is to build a forecast on what people do involve putting the product into a test market to assist buyer response. And what people have done, it involves analyzing records of past buying behavior or using time series analysis or statistical demand analysis. And before we end, in what people say there are three methods which are